In books, movies, TV shows, and even this video, there is someone narrating. While we'd like to believe the information being shared is completely factual, sometimes it isn't, and the narrator becomes unreliable. An unreliable narrator is a narrator whose credibility has been seriously compromised. A well-known example of this is the story of the boy who cried wolf. The boy thought it would be funny to keep shouting that there was a wolf, and when a wolf finally did appear, no one believed him. Sometimes the unreliability is obvious, with the narrator making false and delusional claims or being severely mentally ill. There are many examples of unreliable narrators in film and literature, but let's go through a few examples to fully grasp the concept. In the 1994 film Forrest Gump, Forrest recounts moments of his life. Forrest, who is mentally slow, incorrectly refers to Apple Computers as a fruit company, as well as recalls teaching Elvis how to dance.
Forrest, I told you not to bother this nice young man.
Oh, no, that's all right, ma'am. I was just showing him a thing or two on the guitar here.
All right, but your supper's ready if y'all want to eat.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you, ma'am. Say, man, show me that crazy little walk you just did there. Slow it down some.
You ain't nothing but a...
I like that guitar. It sounded good. I started moving around to the music, swinging my hips. This one night, me and Mama was out shopping, and we walked right by Benson's Furniture and Appliance store. And guess what?
You ain't nothing but
This is not for children's eyes.
Some years later, that handsome young man who they called the King, well, he'd sung too many songs. Had himself a heart attack or something.
Due to Forrest's perspective and slow mental capability, his story cannot be 100% believed or considered absolute fact. The main character, Scout Finch, from the 1960s novel To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, is often considered an unreliable narrator.
There just didn't seem to be anyone or anything Atticus couldn't explain.
Her truthfulness is in question because of her young age and maturity during the events she is recounting. Another example of an unreliable narrator is the character Nick Carraway from the 1925 novel The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
I still haven't met Mr. Gatsby. No one's met him. They say he's third cousin to the Kaiser and second cousin to the devil.
I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host on sport. You see, I'm Gatsby.
His smile was one of those rare smiles that you may come across 4 or 5 times in life. It seemed to understand you and believe in you, just as you would like to be understood and believed in.
Sorry, old sport, I thought you knew. Please, just... I don't know what to say. Please forgive me.
It's quite all right.
Nick is an unreliable narrator because he is biased in his description of other characters, especially Gatsby. Nick makes negative judgments of all the characters except Gatsby, who he seems to view through rose-colored glasses. Nick describes him as an elegant, young, rough neck who, elaborate formality of speech, just missed being absurd. Some other movies and books that contain unreliable narrators include The Life of Pi, Big Fish, A Beautiful Mind, Fight Club, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. In conclusion, an unreliable narrator is a narrator whose credibility has been seriously compromised. Being able to identify unreliable narrators in literature can help you understand the characters and the work as a whole, while also giving you the tools that you need to identify the unreliable narrators you can encounter in everyday life. What other examples of unreliable narrators can you think of?